You are 5 years old, and today is your first day at the Ninja Academy. Your mom fixed your collar at the gate, told you to pay attention, and went home. The building looks like a school. It has desks, a chalkboard, kids your age sitting in rows. Then your instructor walks in, sets a row of kunai on the desk, and explains that by the time you graduate, you will know how to use them. You are 5 years old. Those are real blades. Welcome to your education. In a normal civilization, a 5-year-old's curriculum includes the alphabet and maybe some finger painting. In Konoha, it includes taijutsu, hand-to-hand combat designed to incapacitate and kill, ninjutsu, channeling the invisible life energy inside your body through precise finger gestures to produce effects that defy physics. Genjutsu, constructing sensory illusions capable of trapping a person's mind in a false reality until they can no longer tell the difference. And shuriken throwing, which they start in week 2 because apparently there is no reason to wait. The academy takes 6 to 7 years. While kids in civilian towns are arguing about recess games, you are memorizing 44 hand seals named after animals and spending afternoons getting thrown onto a mat by an instructor who survived 3 wars and has 0 patience for improper form. You study the history of every major conflict the shinobi world has produced, which is a very long list. One afternoon, your teacher closes the textbook and tells you quietly that his entire squad died in the Third War, that they were your age when they shipped out, that none of them made it to 20. The room goes completely silent. You are 8 years old, and there is nothing appropriate to say, and you are already old enough to know it. Your classmates make the unfairness visible from day one. Clan kids have been training since before they could read. Their bodies carry keki genkai, inherited biological abilities that rewrite the rules of what a human being can do. The Uchiha have eyes that copy any technique they observe and cast illusions with a glance. The Hyuga see chakra pathways inside the human body and destroy them from the inside without leaving a visible mark. The Nara control shadows. If you have no bloodline ability, and most people don't, you are starting behind in a race that never slows down. Everyone knows this. Nobody says it. You graduate. You are a genin, the lowest rank in the shinobi system, and the first thing you learn about this career is that D-rank missions exist. The logic is sound. Ease into field work, build experience, work your way up. The execution is humbling. You spend your first weeks finding a cat named Tora that belongs to the fire daimyo's wife, who describes it to you through tears for 15 minutes before you leave. Tora bites you when you catch it. Tora bites you every time. The Tora mission is recurring, and everyone in Konoha's history has done it and hated it. You also walk dogs, deliver packages, and paint a fence. You have spent 6 years training to channel supernatural energy through your body. You use it to find a cat. You file the report. You collect your cut, which is enough for one decent meal if you don't order anything extra. The financial reality is unglamorous. Base pay covers rent and food if you are careful. Equipment costs come entirely out of your pocket. Kunai dull. Shuriken disappear in the field. Explosive tags are single use by definition. Medical supplies get consumed every time something goes wrong, which is often. Some genin spend more on equipment than they earn on missions. This is a known condition of early career shinobi life and is not considered a reason to reconsider the career. The physical cost accumulates without pause. Chakra depletion feels nothing like physical tiredness. It feels like a hollowness occupying the entire interior of your body, a fundamental wrongness, as if the thing that makes you animate has been partially switched off. Serious depletion causes unconsciousness. Extreme depletion causes organ failure. The most extreme cases are fatal. This is a documented risk of using your own abilities too aggressively. The training methodology pushes your reserves to their limit repeatedly to expand them over time. The ceiling for any individual's reserves is finite. Some jutsu cost more than that ceiling allows. You will encounter this problem eventually at the worst possible time. The Chunin exams arrive, officially a promotion evaluation, unofficially a geopolitical demonstration staged for feudal lords and military observers from every major power in the elemental nations, each calibrating how seriously to take your village based on the performance of its children. You are 13 years old, and you are a piece of evidence in an international military negotiation. Nobody mentions this before the exams begin. The written phase is not a test of knowledge. The questions are designed to be unsolvable through conventional means. What is actually being measured is whether you have the intelligence and composure to gather information from sources around you without being detected, which is a core field intelligence skill. The proctor is a former special operations veteran who reads facial microexpressions from across a crowded room. The penalty for being caught is elimination. You manage both problems simultaneously while maintaining the appearance of someone completely comfortable with the situation. The forest phase drops you into a 44 square kilometer nature reserve with some of the most aggressive fauna on the continent. You need a scroll. You get it from another team by whatever means you decide are appropriate, which is the mission brief's way of authorizing you to attack other children in a monster-filled wilderness and take what you need by force. Teams have died during this phase before. The administration notes this and runs the exam anyway. During this phase, you encounter a shinobi operating so far above your level that the encounter reframes your entire understanding of this career. The gap is not tactical. It is categorical. Their chakra output hits you as physical pressure before any technique is deployed. Your training activates, your training helps. It does not help enough. You survive through a combination of factors, including your teammates and things outside your control. You file that experience somewhere permanent and understand, without anyone telling you, that closing that gap is the project of the rest of your career. Chunin rank means leading small units without supervision. It means B rank and A rank mission eligibility. It means your pay has increased and the expectations have increased more. Escort missions are the bread and butter of Chunin fieldwork and the most reliable source of situations that were not in the briefing document. You are moving a high-value individual from one location to another. Someone who knows about this individual and does not want them to arrive will attempt to stop you. That someone was hired specifically for this job. The fee they were paid reflects how seriously your opponent estimated the difficulty of getting through you. They prepared. The briefing document did not prepare you for them. The psychological weight is what nobody covers adequately. You have been on missions where people died. Some were enemies, some were people you were assigned to protect. The guilt that follows a failed protection mission has a specific texture and does not respond to the same reasoning as other kinds of guilt. Shinobi culture does not encourage discussing this. The professional expectation is forward momentum and operational composure. You carry what you carry. You keep moving. This is the only model available. Jonin rank means the majority of people who started the academy the same morning as you are no longer in this conversation. The ones who didn't make it through the exams, the ones who didn't make it back from missions, the ones who survived, but whose bodies or minds reached a limit the career couldn't accommodate. You are one of the most dangerous people alive by any objective measure. You are also tired in a way that is structural rather than situational, built into the architecture of what this work requires over time. S-rank missions are the assignments the village cannot give to anyone else. Deep cover infiltration of other villages across months or years, during which you are not who you say you are and cannot contact home. Assassination of targets whose existence represents a direct threat. Engagement with missing nin, whose abilities match yours. The missing nin are the defining threat category of this rank. The criminals are dangerous but legible. The idealists are the ones who stay with you. People of extraordinary skill who reached a philosophical conclusion about the shinobi world that made operating within it impossible, who have been pursuing that conclusion across the elemental nations for years with no institutional constraint on what they're willing to do. Fighting someone who wants to restructure reality according to a vision you can barely understand is not a tactical problem. Your training covers the physical portion and leaves the rest to you. If you make it to Cage, you will spend your days in an office making decisions that determine whether people live or die and then sitting with those decisions alone. You no longer go into the field. You are too valuable as a single strategic asset. You review mission assignments and decide which ones are worth the risk, which is another way of saying you decide which of your shinobi you are willing to send somewhere they might not survive. You carry the accumulated consequences of every Kage before you, every alliance, every enemy, every operation that produced results, and everyone that produced disasters. And none of those were your decisions, and all of them are your responsibility. The loneliness is structural. You know more than anyone and cannot share most of it. You cannot show uncertainty publicly because the Kaji's confidence is part of what makes the village feel safe. You sit with the full weight of what you know, and you make decisions and wake up the next morning and make more. The village is lit below you at the end of another day. Children are running in the streets, loud and careless in the way of people who feel completely safe. They feel that way because of the accumulated decisions of everyone who has done what you have done. They don't know the specifics. They are not supposed to. That is the arrangement. You watch them, you keep watch. Tomorrow you will get up and do it again, because the village is still there, and you are still here to see it, which is not something everyone who started this career alongside you can say. Most days, that is enough.